Mike is passing again.
Yeah, he's just doing hot laps now.
Yeah.
What, you know, we can set a lap record here. There we go. I didn't expect to be in the bathroom with you today, but
Me too.
here we are. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video and another epic charging station tour. You join me in Bingen, actually right in between Hockenheimring and Nürburgring. So very Porsche location to put their first Porsche charging lounge. This is representative of the experience Porsche wants you to have when you go charge your electric car. And we're actually here for the celebration of the opening of this charging lounge. And we're going to be talking to Christian, the man behind this, and also probably some other of his colleagues here at Porsche. I'm going to first take you on a full tour of this. And actually, maybe even before that, I'll show you the charging experience. We'll jump in our Porsche Taycan that we're driving. If you haven't seen it, take a look at the previous video. We'll pull in just as a normal Porsche owner would, and we'll get the car charging. While we're charging our car, I'll then take you on a full tour of this. We'll talk about how it's laid out, the actual units that they've selected that they're using, the power requirements, because it's all done the Porsche way. This is how I want charging stations to be. There's a lounge in here with snacks and coffee and a laptop work area. I think you guys are gonna love this. We love touring charging stations. Europe has got some of the coolest ones in the world, and this might actually top the list, especially if you're a Porsche owner. Let's go on a full tour of the first ever Porsche charging lounge. Well, you join me and my Mamba Green Taycan here in Germany in Bingen, which is a town I've never heard of, but now have, of course. Always fun to explore new places as we go on the hunt for the coolest charging stations in the world. And actually just over here is the Porsche charging lounge. And the reason I pulled our car out of here was I actually wanted to show you what this process looks like, how Porsche envisions you getting to a charging station. There's a few things to know right up front. The first is the location. The first, again, the prototype Porsche charging lounge is between two very famous racetracks that Porsche owners probably go between quite often, especially if you live here in Germany. It is pretty much halfway between the Nürburgring and Hockenheimring. And we actually were just at Hockenheimring yesterday. In the last video, we were over there. I don't know if we actually got it on camera, but we did explore around. It was just amazing. And of course, we filmed at the Nürburgring many times. It's on a stretch of highway that's pretty well traveled here in the western edge of Germany. And there's actually an Ionity station just across the street. And the whole idea with this is not Porsche saying we are not partnered with Ionity anymore. That's of course a joint venture, and Porsche's in partnership with them. They're still building out the Ionity network and encouraging them to keep going. This actually has some benefits beyond just being a Porsche specific charging station. We'll discuss this topic a little bit more through this video, but it will also alleviate some pressure from the Ionity station. And it will guarantee Porsche owners, they just know when they pull up here, they will get a full peak power charging session. There is no power share, there's no power split. Now, typically at big charging sites, I like to see shared power throughout. However, being that this is a Porsche specific charging station, and with plenty of Taycans in Germany, and I'm sure a massive amount of Macans to come, it actually kind of sounds like a good idea to do brand specific charging, especially for a very high-end experience for a high-end vehicle. And you just know when you pull up here, Taycan and Macan, I'm sure, just charge at huge numbers, big speeds, and you just want to guarantee maximum charging performance. And that's what this does. Every time you come here in a Taycan, you know you're going to get 270 kilowatts. I'll walk you through the whole thing, but the first that's most important is let's actually jump in the Mamba Green Taycan and I'll show you how this all interplays, how the customer experience is. So you guys hop in the passenger seat just over there, and I'll walk you through the nav, show you the whole customer journey, if you will, to get to the charging station. You join us now in the Taycan. This is actually a large battery rear wheel drive, so it's capable of peak charging. We've actually been here for a little while, so the batteries come off of a maximum temperature, but it did precondition on the drive over here to get us here right at the right temperature. I had it parked for maybe an hour or so as we sat in at a little conference and listened to CEO of Porsche discuss all this stuff. It was all in German, couldn't understand a word, but they all seemed excited about it. What do you think, Alyssa?
Yeah, everybody was very passionate, it seemed like. Well, that's just the German way. They're very passionate anytime they're talking. But yeah, it sounded like a good conversation.
Heard a
up here
lot
in the
of,
clip.
yeah, heard a lot of Schnellladen, fast charging. I was like, that sounds good to me. Anyway, again, truly, we don't know what the heck they said, but our friend Mike is here and he did a lot of translation after the fact and basically walked us through everything you guys want to know about this, all the nerd stuff, and we'll talk to Christian. But picture this, we blasted over here at top speed down the Autobahn, ripping the car. It is now, imagine it's preconditioned. We're actually just a few degrees under where we need to be, but it's okay. We're at 3% state of charge, typical out-of-spec driving here, and typical best way to maximize the Taycan. Now, what's really cool is Mike has already pre-registered this car in his My Porsche app. This is a media vehicle for Porsche. It's registered with the station. And what that means is when it scans the license plate as we roll up, it will actually automatically flip open the gate. So watch this. I'm pulling into the entrance here. And if you don't have it pre-scanned, you can tap your Porsche charging app on this little machine here on the left. But you can see this little thing scans our plate, automatically opens. It's a one-time setup in the Porsche app. You basically set it up there and the gate will open. And we got a photographer taking some photos over here. And once it's set up, you can go into any Porsche charging lounge. Again, this is the first. There's going to be 2 more in the south of Germany, 2 more in the north of Germany, 1 in Switzerland, and 1 in Austria, already confirmed and ready to go. Awesome specs here. Neptune blue. We have chalk, which they call crayon here. Taycan Turbo, Turbo S here, and carmine red it looks like with gold wheels. Really great Turbo S Sport Turismo. Also a trim we don't get in America. We only get this Sport Turismo and GTS. So you basically roll up, you find an open spot. Again, there's a ton of Taycans here right now because this is sort of the launch party day. But I've found an open stall right here, number 4, and it's an Alpitronic 300 or 350 kilowatt charger, somewhere around there. We'll ask Christian what the internals are here. I'm just gonna kind of get the car in the rough area here, and we're gonna get it plugged in. So you basically, we are now in a gated environment with just Porsches, which is actually a very attractive thing to Porsche owners to have their own thing. Now we can have the whole conversation about walled gardens and should it be open to other brands, and I do want to talk about that as we get into this video, but we're at 3%. Let's get it plugged in. Join me now at station number 4 that we've pulled up to. Again, the charging port is on the front passenger side of Taycan, and in theory, in the future, you'll be able just to grab this, plug it in the car, and it will automatically plug and charge. ISO 15118, same communication we use in the US, they use here. However, it's about 1 week away from activation. So we'll actually tap the Porsche charging card, which is always a good backup. So I'm gonna open the charging port here. We'll open this. Great cable management on these Alpitronic units. Take a look up over here at the charger itself. You can see I can pull it and it has this great extension arm. We're huge fans of Alpitronic. Porsche is as well. They're like, these are the best chargers. I'm like, I know, they're the best. Hugely reliable. So in we go. Let's take a look at the screen on our charger. It's just indicated it knew we plugged in because my little port over here went blue. This is blinking and it says, use your preferred payment. We'll tap the card and we are charging. This is a 300 kilowatt unit right here. Contactors are clicking. Love to see it. And we are juicing. Now keep in mind, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other Taycans here. Again, 270 kilowatt peak charging. And we have dedicated power, full speed, not having to share. So that means this car will charge at its peak rate. And so, yeah, let's see it. When is it going to, well, first off, let's put it into English so we can understand what it's saying. Here we go. Contactors just went on the car. We're at 600 volts right now, 660 because we're pretty low state of charge. There we go, just heard it going. Charging power now ramping. 80 kilowatts, 85. We'll let it go a little bit. Battery is slightly low, but they always go up in these little steps there. Now we're well over 100, 122. Anyway, you get the idea. We'll get up to 270 kilowatts. Taycan, especially when it's low, kind of moves up on these ledges. So, we have dedicated power charging up the Taycan, and it's as simple as that. Again, plug and charge will work with the Porsche charging service. So if you're here after, I don't know, starting in, let's just say September 2023, you'll be able just to plug this right in the car and that's it, walk away. Speaking of walking away, there's a lot to do around here and it's way more than just charging on an Alpitronic charger. This location is amazing and it really, I think, could be a cool, small, individualized charging network for Porsche owners. let's get into it. I want to show you around this whole thing, and then at the end of the video I want to talk about, should there be walled gardens? Should automakers have brand specific charging stations? And that's open for debate, so definitely want to bring that up. And you can see here we're already up to 250 kilowatts or so, and it'll walk its way up here already at 8%. We're gonna probably full charge this car, ready for some top speed blasting at the end of it. I think actually some of these Taycans are actually full already. I can hear we're juicing pretty hard, but the fans are all off on the other ones. Anyway, let's go on a full tour. So the first Porsche charging lounge is here in Bingen. The other ones are yet to be like totally finalized in terms of site design and number of chargers. There are 6 here, which I think is going to be fairly standard. And again, for a brand specific charging network, 6 dedicated full power chargers makes a lot of sense. Personally, because of how these cars charge, this makes a lot more sense rather than doing 12 power split chargers. I'd rather see 6 where people are here for 10 minutes at most, or 12 minutes, and then we go. I think my average charging time of Taycan that I spend out on the road is about 12 minutes a charging session. Run it hard, get it warmed up, all the way down low, charge it up. It's 10 minutes, 0 to 50%. Boom, back on the road and blast to the next. Of course, it's only about 14 minutes up to 70%, or just about 21 minutes to 80% from dead, something like this. It's just an amazing charging car, and that is one of the benefits of having dedicated power. So you're here, you can grab a coffee and you can go. Really nice walkway, by the way. I just want to show the attention to detail. Extremely nice pavers through here. Again, the gates, everything is so Porsche. It's so high quality. It's very expensive. And speaking of that, you do have to pay to charge here. It's just over 30 cents per kilowatt hour. It's actually the same rate Porsche owners get at Ionity in this market. So the charging cost is very reasonable. So if you're in the area where there's a Porsche charging lounge or an Ionity station, it doesn't cost anything extra to come here and have a canopy and have, you know, snacks and this little thing, rather than being in the back of a parking lot at Ionity, which isn't the worst thing. Ionity is fairly reliable, but they're getting busy. This is really a topic here, especially in Western Germany, talking to the folks, where waiting in line for a charge is becoming a little bit more common, similar to what we're seeing in America. And it's like, okay, that's why Porsche built these, to offload some of that extra demand and to really curate that charging experience. So far, I'm really liking it. I'm really curious to see what you guys think about all of this. So walking over this way, you can see cars are charging. The food truck is here just for the event. It won't actually be here full time, but there's actually some AC chargers over here as well. And in Europe, they do 3-phase 22 kilowatt AC charging. In the US, we get 80 amp 19.2 kilowatt AC charging, and Porsche offers units for both. It also offers, I believe, plug-in charge on AC charging the Taycan can support. There's also an air pump over here, so you can adjust your tire pressures, which is great. You know, one thing I'm not seeing, Alyssa, is a windshield wiping station. There is one?
It's over there.
Oh, it's over here. Of course. Yeah, but of course they have that. They've thought about it. That's really all you need. You need charging, you need air pump, you need windshield washer, trash, and a place to pee. And I think they got all that. This is epic. So yeah, you can tap your RFID card here. Of course, this is just a regular Type 2 3-phase connection, which is great. And they have a 2.5 or 2500 kVA transformer in here. So just, again, maxed out the transformer, so you can do 350 kilowatts output on all of these. Now, again, the Hypercharger said 300 kilowatts. I heard they might be using the Alpi 400 kilowatt chargers into the future, which are the silicon carbide rectifiers. Really cool stuff. But take a look here. You have a great picnic table with some, I don't know, very racing Porsche design looking chairs. Very lightweight, of course, but strong enough to at least stay there if it's windy. Also, the wind will just blow through it. That's a cool chair.
That is a cool chair.
Yeah, that is pretty sick. Nice table, nice picnic table, walkways all nicely designed, really good decking throughout here as well. So essentially you have the power coming in from the grid. It looks like they have some heat pumps over here to actually cool the power electronics inside the cabinet here. This is cool. And then the charging lounge. But I also have like some questions off front that I want to ask Christian, which is, didn't Porsche have their own charger? You remember that? They have the Porsche design chargers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, what happened to that? Maybe that's not a thing anymore. Maybe they just decided Alpi's super reliable. Let's use Alpitronic. Honestly, that would be my recommendation. I think maybe they.
Very humble of them.
Yeah, very, very humble. I think they realized, okay, we got it. There's dog bowls over here, Alyssa. Look at this. Yeah, so you have, you know, poop bags, water for the dogs. I wonder if there's someone here who actually tends to this or if it's there just for the start, because I think it's an unmanned service area. But yeah, definitely need to ask them about that. But I just love this driving pathway through here with the arrows on the ground. It's so Porsche back here. Looks like there's a little back door for employees to go into. Again, beautiful area around here. We're just sort of in the rolling hills. And if you look over this way, this mobile structure actually is here just for today. That's part of the celebration. So that will be gone. You can easily just pull the cars right in, loop around, and zap it up. I'd like to show you inside, but I don't actually have the QR code to get in there, so we'll have Christian take us on a tour inside. So let's meet up with him and let's nerd out about this whole site. But so far, 10 out of 10 location.
It's gorgeous.
It is the Porsche charging experience, no question. Very Porsche-esque, yes. If only every charger could be like this.
Not in America.
No, you won't be seeing this in the US anytime soon. Check this out. We've only been here 9 minutes. We're already at 44%. And again, the battery was slightly cold when we plugged in. 260 kilowatts being sent there. Voltage is shot up to almost 800 now as it's dumping in the current. Just screaming along how fast these things charge. 3% to 45% in 9 minutes with not even a perfectly conditioned battery, because again, we parked it here for some time. So that is the epicness of Taycan, and that's why I'm so happy they only went with one cable on these Alpitronics. Again, if it was a public charging station, I would highly recommend against doing something like this, but because they know only the crazy high power charging vehicles are coming here and using this, it makes a lot of sense. Also, just can't get over the spec of this Turbo S Sport Turismo with this silver on chalk interior. So freaking cool. I love our Mamba Green though. I'm loving the base car and looks right at home here, juicing up. Well, you join me with Chris. Chris, you are in charge of this project.
Right, welcome guys here in Bingen at our first charging launch of Porsche in the world. As you can see in this overview, we have a lot of Taycans charging their cars, and a special situation. I mean, if you decide to have a charging stop, you have three main requirements. First of all, the reliability and the availability of the charging pullers. Second, the issue of what are the surroundings regarding rain, and especially third, regarding security. We have established here a special security concept for our customers. So as you can see, we have 12 video surveillance cameras. And the background, there is a security operations center, which monitors 24/7 the site. That means if no customer is on site, the surveillance system is active. And if you pass the entrance, I will explain you later, it will be disarmed and you can visit the lounge experience, and you are the whole time in a safe environment. And if something happens, the guys from the security operations center will take care on it and are able also to speak out of the loudspeakers directly to people here if there are some attacks, for example, or something else.
Fascinating. So if you just roll up, let's say you don't have a Porsche, you're not allowed in, one of our viewers wants to come and check this out, they could get yelled at for going in here, of course, so they don't cut the cables or anything like this. Ah, fascinating. That's a great idea to have that many cameras and a security system. And I imagine as you build out more Porsche lounges and the charging lounges into the future, you'll have that same central security.
Same central security center. Yeah.
Wow, fascinating.
And also, additional to the topic of security, we established in my team a business operations team. At the other side of security, we taking care about the availability and the reliability of the whole site, starting from the charging pillars up to the trafo, the transformator, and through the building management system. So if anything will happen on this site, we will get triggered and informed 24/7.
So I'm sure you know what our, viewers go through, especially in America with charging problems and reliability issues. It just seems like this is such a giant leap ahead of what we're used to.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we got just last week feedback from our customer. It's amazing the, let's say, mean time to repair, mean time to resolute, and also the reaction times that we have if something occurs here, and they are very, very happy.
So do you have a on-staff service team for these, or do you contract with local electricians? How does that work?
We established a system with which we can do most of the topics remotely.
Okay, so like a software reset if something gets bricked or something like that.
And also the events of overheating something else. We have the situation that on this site, actually 4 times a day, facility management service is on site.
Oh, wow.
And takes care of that it's clean, that everything is working fine. But we are trust most of the issues our system we build up, that we know some topics which are broken before the customer experience it.
That's fantastic.
And it's not necessary that he calls the contact center, because in this case, most of the times we know already the issues, and we are already in the process of fixing the issues.
And I love that you have a facility person coming by 4 times a day, because Alyssa and I were talking about the dog bowl over there. We're like, is that here just for the event? Or no, it sounds like that will always be there, and fresh water will be in there.
Fresh water.
Amazing. So can we head over to the gate and talk about getting in? And obviously right now this is just for Taycan owners and soon to be Macan owners.
Actually, it's possible that each Porsche customer is able to enter this site.
Even if you don't have a Porsche?
You have to have a Porsche.
Yeah.
But you can enter with your 911.
Oh, okay.
You can enter with your Panamera. And we would like to, let's say, solve your fears about driving with an electric vehicle, and you can experience by your own. And so we are one Porsche family, and that means each Porsche customer can enter the site.
So if you have a plug-in hybrid Cayenne, you can use the AC chargers and hang out and talk to Taycan owners if they're wanting to talk to you about their experience.
And have a talk in your community.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah.
But no ID4s allowed.
No, not yet. But we have to say, I mean, it's our first pilot site, and we're experienced. We would like to learn fast, early. And that's why we have to monitor all the occupancy of the site. And regarding the occupancy, the behavior of our customers, we are in contact with the group and have some scenarios working together.
Okay.
But I mean, it's in pilot, and the
pilots for Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. This is really a beautiful site. So in terms of site design, when did you guys, design this site, and how long did it take to build it? Because this is always a topic in America, is how long it takes to get mostly the transformer, the switch gear, really long lead times.
I mean, you have to differentiate. Talking regarding design, we have the situation, we built this site together with the designers and architects from Studio FH Porsche. Especially, I mean, I love working together with them because they are feeling the DNA of Porsche and they know how to design it. And especially with Tobias Hüttel, it was a fantastic work together. And we took for the design 8 weeks.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Regarding really design. And then we decided to build a design guide, also with included details of architecture and so on. And that took a little bit longer. And also besides, and parallel at the time the site where was constructed, we built up this operating concept, and the operating concept also took 6 months. So
okay.
we work at Porsche, and we have one goal, we have one dream. We would like to have an excited customer, and I mean that makes it happen that the team is doing more than normal working
Yes.
day is possible.
You're right. Yeah, this is you guys are putting in the long hours,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Love to see it. I mean, we've never seen anything remotely close to this in America. We've seen some of these. Actually, Mercedes has these charging lounges in collaboration with ChargePoint, but they're just the announcements.
Yeah.
You guys are actually going out and doing it. I'm sure you've also been to the Audi charging lounges. A little bit different concept because they're using battery storage on site and some other things. This you have dedicated full power.
Yeah, you're totally right. At this site, the purpose is fast traveling. The Audi concept is a different purpose. They're focusing urban charging, and therefore they need other concepts like battery storages and so on. We have at this site a 2.5 megawatt transformator.
Yep.
And our customers are able also in peak times that if the occupancy is 10 of 10, each customer can experience the full charging power. That means at the 6 fast charging pillars, each customer can charge with the maximum charging speed with their Taycans. Yes, you're right. It depends to the temperature of the battery,
Of course,
and the state of charge. But these are the prerequisites. We are ready on the site for our customers. And
yeah, we were just putting a little over 260 kilowatts into
Yeah.
our car, but there was a ton of other Taycans there, which, you know, if you were going to do a public site, something I was explaining, probably not the best use of resources, right? Because you might have ID3s, lower charging cars, you can spread the power around. But here, you know, Macan, Taycan, future sports car, Cayenne electric, these are high power charging
Totally
vehicles.
right.
You know exactly what you're charging and you need dedicated power.
yeah, totally right.
Great. Well, let's go through this way. So you have a little, I'm noticing everything's wide enough that if you have even a small trailer, you can get through, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a possibility. Wide enough, you have a horse trail or a boat or something else. And also with the parking lots or the lots where you can charge, you can drive through. You have a hassle-free charging experience. No repositioning and so on, and you're able with let's say the swivel arms of the charger to reach each charging dock. Doesn't matter on which position it is on the future, and also regarding
we'll talk about the hardware, but you're using Phoenix contact cables, which I love their cables, the Alpi 300s. Will you upgrade to the 400 with the silicon carbide in the future?
Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. Love to see that.
Because the mission is have the maximum charging speed to our customers, and therefore it's necessary to have the migration plans on the table.
To go north of 300 kilowatts.
Yeah.
What was the reason to not use the Porsche design chargers?
I mean, it's a different use case because the concept of the Porsche design chargers, it's only the pillar combined with a battery storage. It's the totally right solution. So let's have him walk.
Yeah,
on the
we have
side,
one car pulling in actually.
Pass,
yeah.
And maybe he entered his license plate, and so you can see live how it works.
It's our friend Mike pulling in here actually. So there's the license plate scanning, and in he goes to go charge. Oh, that is fascinating.
Yeah. So it's a different concept, and for the purpose of having the fastest charging power, it's necessary to change the concept to find other solutions. And
I always sound like an advertisement for Alpitronic, but don't you think they just rock? They're really good.
They're really good because you are in the situation. You have a lot of customers in Europe. And the other thing, what's important for us, not only to have at and go live the power, we would like to have a reliable solution, available solution, and therefore you need a partner which has a good service network, and parts available, and a high reliability and availability, and all these factors combined, we thought that we are here in Europe for the starting of our charging launches good with Alpitronic.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I mean, just from a user, we've never actually even, I mean, I know the guys over there, but we've never done anything, and I'm just like, these rock. So, yeah, so Mike pulled in, and you have a scanner here. So, ideally, what you would do is you would use the My Porsche app, and you would enter in, how would you enter that in?
Yeah, right. I mean, you have your My Porsche app, and you have the possibility under your details, sorry about for the German language properties, you have the functionality of the charging lounge inside. And if you imagine you are on the way with a plane, you have also an e-ticket in your wallet. And that was the idea, how you can travel hassle-free with all the things. I mean, you have your car. Hassle-free means with your car license plate recognition, you don't get wet, and you only can pass within a few seconds and enter the site. And additionally, we are able to configure an e-ticket in your wallet. And also with this e-ticket, with the QR code, you are able...
What does this word mean? There's a lot of letters. This is such a German word.
Entry key.
Entry key. I love how it's one word.
Yeah, entry key. Yeah. And with this one, you can also enter. Actually, there is no car, so it will not open if I put it there.
Right, sure.
And additionally, if you have your charging card and this is your preferred authentication method, then you are also able to put the charging service card on it.
Yep.
And especially behind this button, if something happens or you forgot something, you will be directly get contact through the Porsche Contact Center 24/7.
Oh, great.
So if something happens, the guys will take care and will ensure that all our Porsche customers can enter.
That is fascinating. You guys, because you're a car company putting in a charging park, you already have so much back-end infrastructure that you can tap into to vertically integrate this.
A lot of synergies.
So many, because if you were a new company, for example, you would have to, hire a new call center and work them through. You can just use your existing things. That's fascinating. That's really cool. And then you can see here, Mike is just pulling up, no authentication required for the gate to go up. He didn't even have to slow down to exit. He just sent it right through there. Yeah. Do you know what the fastest you can go for the gate to open up is?
We don't cut it, but
maybe 15 kilometers per hour or something? 25, okay. 25. So you could launch control from there.
We don't try it.
No, of course. So is this scanner, I mean, we're starting to see, there's a Chempower site in Norway that actually scans the license plate of the cars.
I mean, it's the already established system in Europe. Let's have a walk on the side.
Yeah, sure.
Mike is passing again.
Yeah, he's just doing hot laps now.
Yeah.
We can set a lap record here.
You have this system also in parking areas and some other facilities. And therefore you have this license plate recognition, which scans your license plate and double checks is this entered in your app. And you can also, like the QR code, you can also enter then your license plate here in the app.
Oh, I see.
And everything is working fine.
Amazing. So once you come inside, what was the design process or the thought process to always have them go around the back side of the building?
Because as you can imagine, you have a lot of the times peak situations, and therefore we would like to have a space in which queuing is possible. And there are no let's say effects to the environment or to the streets and so on. And the design process was to have a traffic flow around the building.
Yeah.
And then if you pass around the building, then you have the possibility to choose a free charging pillar. and start your charging process.
And it's hard to imagine now seeing, you know, a whole charging station full of electric Taycans just on a random day.
Yeah.
But again, Macan is just around the corner, and this is going to be the real high volume electric car, of course.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one that you have to plan for. So you have some drainage in here, just obviously site, you know, normal things going on, beautiful concrete design. And so what was the decision to not go with solar on the roof?
I mean, we have solar on the roof.
Oh, okay.
So
I guess I couldn't see it from down here. Sorry.
It's really flat on it.
Yeah.
Also about design purposes and so on, and figure out to get the right angle and so on. And we produce also with the solar power on the roof the energy for the facility and so on.
Oh, wow.
As you can imagine, I mean, with the solar panels you cannot produce the
nothing for the chargers, but all of this can be solar powered.
Yeah.
And so is there battery storage for inside here, or it's just tied in?
We have a little battery storage inside to have the situation if there is an interruption from connections or something else.
Okay.
That doesn't fall back. The system's going up and are high available.
And it shares the same transformer as the chargers do.
The same transformer.
Can you actually take us on a tour inside really quick? Because I think this would be quite interesting to show our audience. We haven't shown them inside. Alyssa's enjoying her time in there right now.
Inside the lounge?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's also possible if you enter the inside of the lounge to use the same QR code or charging card.
Okay.
Like you have opened the barrier, the gate. You only have to put your phone. Doors are open.
Amazing. And that really locks it to Porsche customers.
Yeah.
Another safety benefit here.
Yeah.
Christian, you join us inside the lounge now. Alyssa, you're enjoying something from the vending machine, I imagine. You have Porsche keys. Life is good. So charging up her phone on a wireless phone charger. So Christian, how did you come up with this idea? What's going on in here? It just looks so great.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, it should be aligned to our Porsche design language and formats out in the field, like Destination Porsche and so on. As we know from our studies from our customer, the main purpose of doing a break is using sanitary facilities, taking coffee, take some snack, not that huge like in a gas station you can see over there. Because our customers would like to have a fast traveling experience and would be the fastest one at their destinations. And in this situation, we have the opportunity to use in detail the sanitary facilities. Take
so the
coffee.
Restrooms are just behind this sliding door then?
Yeah.
Do you just walk up to it and then it slides open?
Sure.
Is that how that works? Oh, wow, great.
It opens inside. We have 2 restrooms.
I see. And you obviously they have
first aid, fire extinguishers, and it's the same material like our destination Porsche.
I mean, I didn't expect to be in the bathroom with you today, but
me too.
Here we are, and no, it's really nice. You got some lighted toilet flushing situation. This is a very Porsche bathroom. This is great. And so women and men room looks like, and you also have this mirror. What is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's for your body and mind. We know of some of our customers that they expect on a charging break to have some stretchings, mindful meditations, brain teaser, or other stuff. And we would like to give them the opportunity to refresh their selves, refresh their soul. And that's the idea we would like to pilot here. We will see what the feedback of our customers is, and then we will bring it in an optimized version, for example, in the other locations. We will see.
Right, and you get your coffee machine here.
Yeah, coffee,
good stuff.
Espresso, Cafe Crema, Choco, dual milk system with some alternative to milk. and also milk to allergens and some other
Right. You got
stuff.
a lot of Taycan owners who are also vegans, for example.
You're right.
And
You're
so always good to have this nice machine here with a lot of local sourced items. I mean, of course, you have the big brand stuff, but like Haribo's not far away from here. And you also have some other things that are made in the area.
And some little sneak preview, especially for you. Didn't show it yet, but we performed the tests on Friday to make it happen. For example, if you go to Stuttgart and traveling from Düsseldorf and go for a business trip, and your son is at home and expecting some gift, in a few weeks it's possible to buy also a little model car here.
Oh, really?
And bring it home to your son or daughter.
So not just food, it can be small items as well.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
More to come.
Okay, great. So you could even have a specific item for each Porsche charging lounge, and you have to collect all of them.
Yeah.
This could be fun.
A collector's edition, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've been to Bingen, or you put one in Stuttgart, you've been to the Stuttgart one.
I take it with me.
Great. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So this is inside here. What else is there to see?
Yeah, I mean, we talked out of the lounge regarding the topic of security. We have also an emergency button here.
Oh, okay.
Don't push it because not the security intervention team is coming. If you push this button, immediately the police is coming.
Oh, okay.
We had some film team here in Ludwigsburg, our let's say preparation environment, and some of the guys pushed the button.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes later, 4 cars with dogs of the police station entered the site, and yeah, but it works regarding security, feeling safe.
Yeah, that's great. Glad you tested it.
Yeah, we tested
That's
it.
fascinating.
And also at our back end, you have the possibility, push the buttons, please clean, please repair, or refresh the machines.
Okay, that's cool.
And in the background, automatically tickets will be generated, events will be triggered, and all necessary stuff will be alerted.
Yeah, so if someone spills coffee on the ground or something like this, you can just hit the please clean and someone will come.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating. That's really cool.
The experience.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So these doors are automatically triggered, of course, when we enter and exit. So we just walk up to it, they open up. And let's talk some charging stuff, if you don't mind. So each particular post here is 300 kilowatts fed directly from the transformer over here, which is a 2.5 megawatt, roughly 2.5 kVA. Really fascinating layout. Why did you choose the pull through? Why did you come up with this design? Because we've also seen a lot of charging stations have, you just pull up straight as an example. I think our audience, we all agree, we love the pull through. What is Porsche's take on this? What's your take?
Yeah, we focus the drive-through regarding you are not struggling with repositioning your car, and also a lot of our customers have boats, have horse trailers, and that's the idea behind on it. Pass the building, park at the pillar, and start your charging experience. And additionally, we have at the top of the charging pillar, this swivel arm and a long cable, cooled cable, and we know we should be future-proof. That means with this solution for our pilots, we can reach each position of the charging dock in the next years, combined with the situation of pass-through.
Amazing. Because you, of course, again, it's a Porsche charging lounge for Porsche cars. You know what's coming in the roadmap. You know the charge port locations of the future product, and this will be able to reach all of it. And of course, you mentioned will be upgraded to 400 kilowatt peak to charge no matter what you bring here. Would you mind demonstrating the swing arm to everyone? Because this is an Alpitronic factory option, but if you unplug it, it should, just to give everyone an idea of basically the action here.
I mean, you could put it out.
Yeah.
You can reach the dock behind. You can reach the dock at the front. I mean, this guy was only parking here,
Yeah.
not charging purpose. But as you can imagine,
Yeah, don't be this guy.
yeah, if you can take it over there,
Yep.
I mean, it would
Oh,
also
wow.
work here.
Fascinating.
Also with the distance he parked actually,
Yeah.
and
So when you spec the hyperchargers from Alpi, there's a lot of different options you can choose.
Yeah.
You've gone just with one cable management.
Yeah.
You've selected the Phoenix contact cables, which
Yeah.
I love these cables. They're really great. Yeah, overall, it just seems like the right thing. And then you've put on your own software layer.
yeah, we used only the customized let's say option of Alpitronic. So for the moment we started with the home screen, which is customized from Alpitronic. So you are able to charge with your Porsche charging card. You are able to start the charging session with your app, or you're able to scanning the QR code, or you're able to use plug and charge.
Yes.
And
Next week, though, right?
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also direct payment. So if you lost your payment methods or something else,
Or if you're borrowing a car.
yeah,
Yeah.
then it's also possible to starting the charging session.
The one thing, my only suggestion for this is, like ENBV uses their own, software layer on Alpis. They have a really nice charging curve option. So if you can bake that in the future.
It's on the roadmap.
Good stuff. It's because everyone at Porsche charging, we're all nerds. We want charging curves. That's amazing. Yeah, so really nice installation. Talk to me a little bit about the future of Porsche charging lounges. Do you think we will see them? Obviously, in Europe, you are going to be doing Switzerland, Austria, Germany is already confirmed.
Yeah.
Will any of these make it to America?
I mean, for the moment, we started this project in Europe. And we hope of the positive customer feedback also in social medias, because this supports us to going overseas. And we're from the project team, we are ready to do everything what the customer wants. And if you guys in the US would like to have this ones, we are ready.
Hell yeah, that would be
Tell us
amazing.
about where, when. I've seen it in some Instagram posts. Some of the guys put the cities inside. We are monitoring everything, and we got a monthly report of all the
Oh wow!
posts and
So
on.
we'll ask our viewers to comment on this video.
Please.
Give us the cities where you want this, where you think it will actually make sense, because this is a very expensive project, of course, and it's something that really only an automaker could do.
Yeah.
I mean, this is similar to, no independent charging company could do this.
We stay in contact.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. And so, yeah, roughly, I mean, I think that's the full tour of this place.
That's the full tour.
Yeah.
I mean, last point, you have over there the AC chargers also.
Yeah.
For our PHEV customers. We have in Europe most of the time or more coming cities which stops entering driving in inner city. So if you're driving with your PHEV, you're able to use the combustion engine on the longer distance, and to travel in the city, use the AC.
Yeah, the electric power, yeah.
To travel inner city. And you have also an air refill station to be efficient and so on.
And a wiper station over here, which is
wiper
great.
station, so
It's everything you need in one spot. It's right off the highway. You're here for, in Taycan, 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're spending close to 30 minutes here, the car's full almost. So it's amazing.
If you guys or your viewers are missing something, put it on the comments, let us know, and we'll take care of it.
They will. Our viewers are charging experts, so we'll leave it to them. I really think, as I mentioned to you, the only concerns our viewers are going to have is, you can't put these on every corner because they're quite expensive. So they need to go in strategic locations. And then the second is going to be that it's just locked to one brand. I mean, Porsche owners are going to love it. They're, used to a high-end experience, a very curated experience. This only furthers the reason to buy a Taycan on, at least in this market. Maybe in the US we'll see something like this, but I think we'll also see the comments of, you know, other brands saying, I wish we could charge here. And it's like, well, unfortunately, I think this might be too crazy to do in a public sense because it's so expensive. And yeah, but I can't thank you enough, Chris, for the full tour. This was amazing.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure for me. So taking care, wrote the comments, and maybe see you soon.
Yes, that's amazing. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks, Alyssa, for filming the first bit of this, and we will see you all on another out of spec reviews video soon. I think our Taycan, someone moved it just for some photo opportunities. It's now at 100% state of charge. We're ready to rip top speed down the roads. This was absolutely amazing. We'll see you all in another video soon. Leaving you now from the Porsche Charging Lounge in Bingen. See you guys later.
Huh?